hearing clearly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the open mic session. So here we have a lot of our partners gathered today. Miss Kimberly Cole, who's the Chief Risky Woman from Hong Kong. Miss Katya Krishchukova from SureStep Singapore, APAC. She leads the APAC efforts here. Miss Kelly Forbes from the AI Asia Pacific Institute in Singapore, where she's a co-founder and director. And so I guess we'll start with the partner announcements.
Thank you.
Who would like to go first?
Well,
Ms. Forbes.
Thank you. And firstly, thanks to RegTech for putting together this event today. Thank you, Mona, for the invitation. So the Asia Pacific Institute is working to encourage trustworthy AI. So there has been a lot of conversation here today about ethics in AI, the impact of artificial intelligence as a whole on the ethical, legal, and social implications, and big emphasis has been placed on cooperation, collaboration, and more conversations in the industry. So that's where our work very much lies in. So we encourage conversations and cooperation in the industry around what the implications are. So we talk about not only the ethical aspect of it, but we consider that an AI system can be trustworthy if we can show that it is legal, ethical, and robust. So it's very much working with a lot of the guidelines coming from Europe around the definition and what it means for us to have an AI system that can actually encourage trust in industry and therefore innovation. So we find that with our work that perhaps innovation has been delayed in many industries due to the lack of trust and the general need for the population to encourage and understand more what AI systems are and what the impact is. So I like part of our work in that sense is to encourage more conversations, develop more understanding about, what these implications actually are and how we can navigate that. So we're going a little bit beyond. I think that there's been a lot of conversations now about ethics in AI and the implications and the concerns. So we're going a little bit beyond that in terms of trying to actually implement some practice into how can you actually be trustworthy developing an AI system or deploying that. So how do we encourage and make sure that those principles that have been put forward, firstly in Singapore, but around the world as well in different countries, what do they actually mean and how can you actually implement them? So a lot of our work has been to translate what is the meaning of these principles and how can you actually implement them, because the implementation is really what's going to move us forward into the future and making sure that innovation is happening in accordance with what we decided that we wanted to be, and with this future of trust that we have this possibility of building now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Ms. Forbes. I guess next up would be Ms. Kimberly Cole. What would you like to share about, I think, being the Chief Risky Woman of Risky Woman?
Hello, everyone. Let me just share a few slides. Oops, wrong button. Okay, so Risky Women is a network that connects, celebrates, and champions women in risk regulation, compliance, and ethics. We were formed in 2014, and besides obviously looking to connect the women in our industry and really put a spotlight on them, we really want to amplify the views and perspective and voice of women in the industry as well. So we do that through participation at fabulous events like this one and making sure that there are many female speakers represented on the panels. As we all know that there are some amazing women in the industry. We also have a podcast, Risky Women Radio, which also reflects the voice of women across the many different areas that are now relevant in the regulation and risk space, and also provides a kind of mentoring tool for up-and-coming men and women in the industry to gain career advice, guidance, and ideas about what is happening in the industry as well. So we started around International Women's Day this year to try to put another example of highlighting the women in the industry, and we started the Women to Watch campaign, and that campaign is going to continue. So you can nominate yourself, a colleague, a friend, other women in the industry that you think should be recognised. And we have profiles of all of those women. So this also provides a brilliant speaker directory for other events who are looking for great speakers and want to make sure that they can also increase their gender diversity on their panels. So there's some absolutely amazing women, and so it's also just pure inspiration to go through and look at that Women to Watch list. As I mentioned, we have Risky Women Radio. This once again is a way to celebrate the community, and it also covers a lot of the hot topics that are happening in the industry. But if you have got a topic that you think should be featured, you know a great speaker, or you'd like to sponsor an episode from your company to really showcase what you're up to in the industry, please get in touch. We have a LinkedIn group, and we also have a newsletter, and of course our website has a lot of information and content on it around past events, future events, and all of the ways that you can get involved in the community. So please sign up and tell your friends and everyone at the conference to also sign up. Then you'll be notified about the podcast and any events that are coming up, and buy the newsletter and get some great content as well. And then finally, of course, get involved. We're really working hard to try to bring the community together, and there's many ways that our partners and sponsors can get involved, from just organising an event under the Risky Women banner to being a corporate sponsor or a podcast sponsor, or just getting involved in the newsletter and getting some of your content out to our community. So come along, join us, help us to celebrate, to champion, and to connect all of the women and the men who are supporting us across the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Ms. Cole. I think really appreciate you going so in depth into the mission of Risky Women, and your goal. Please keep those applauses coming. It's really very, very much appreciated. I think also coming on to Ms. Katya Fishchukova from SureStep. If you'd be willing, I think you're muted, Ms. Fishkova.
Yeah. Let me share my screen, and I'll start my presentation. There's 5 minutes that I would like to spend on the topic of our product that we developed recently, and would like to let me know if you can see the screen.
It's showing.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Loud and clear.
Good, thank you. So my name is Katya, and I'm from SureStep, and what I'd like to do today is to take you on a journey to see how we as SureStep can help small and medium-sized fintech companies to cope with the burden of compliance. Compliance, as we all know, can be a difficult area to navigate, and it can be so complicated that many companies are often unsure where to start. I believe our solution will be easy to set up, and it will enable our clients to quickly adopt compliance best practices. So this is my 5 presentation about this platform that we developed called Fortress. Singapore is a home to 45% of fintech firms in the ASEAN region, ranging in size from 5 to several thousand employees. However, regardless of the company's size, the Singapore government doesn't see the difference between fintechs or banks. with regard to managing anti-money laundering, terrorism financing, and so on. So having a strong GRC platform or program is a prerequisite for a license from the MS. So by speaking to fintechs who are still in the early stages of applying for a license or who are currently exempt from having one, we realized that almost none of them have a dedicated compliance or risk person on staff, at least in the beginning. So for the last 10 years, SureStep has been serving large financial organizations such as MetLife and MasterCard, helping them to run their compliance programs. So having gained all this valuable experience, we have decided to distill down our knowledge of compliance into a single solution targeting SME in finance industry. By building a plug-and-play solution, we aim to make compliance and risk assessment simpler, more accurate, and more cost-effective, obviously, because it targets small and medium-sized companies. So we use IBM Open Pages as the trusted GRC platform from IBM as the foundation for our solution. So let me talk about the capabilities that we have in our platform. So I'm excited to present to you Fortress, our purpose-built software as a service solution. Not only does it serve as cover all aspects of GRC, it also provides industry-specific content for the Payment Services Act of Singapore. We support our client on every step of the way by providing guidance throughout the adoption process. And it's important to add that at any point in time, clients are free to take their own data and migrate it to other platforms. So what are the capabilities of Fortress? We provide fully pre-built processes covering both workflow and reporting for internal policy management, including policy attestation. And we also provide best practice templates for policies. Our platform ensures the capability to monitor regulatory compliance, and it scans for changes. On top of that, Fortress also supplies a full cycle of risk and control assessment and control testing if needed. We support continuity management, vendor assessment. Finally, Fortress takes care of full cycle of issue remediation so that you can report to MS or other regulators if needed. All this together with the content ensures that our clients start from the best possible position and hit the ground running. So how does it work? Let me quickly show you how does it work. So first of all, Fortress empowers your business by reducing time spent trying to understand the compliance and regulations and their impact on the business functions. So here you can see we have this so-called tree view where you can dig into the details and see the context, which is very important and very easy in our case. Plus, this platform enables clients to consolidate all regulatory guidelines into a single repository, which can allow them to generate their own compliance score based on the control effectiveness. So then you can, just demonstrate the scores to regulator or the investors. That is also a, very useful case for GRC platforms. And so our platform also has this ability to decrease potential risks such as fines and restrictions that may be applicable due to unwitting deviation from regulations. Here's an example of how the risk and control assessment is laid out so that we can, and this is all available out of the box. And so we have proven ourselves by partnering with dozens of respected clients from the Fortune 500 list. And we developed our own methodology that makes every project a success. And I want to finish with one more announcement that we are excited to introduce to you our latest development. It's unique SaaS solution for small and medium-sized businesses who need to comply with health and safety regulations. It has all the capabilities I've been talking before, plus the latest regulations. Thank you very, very much. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fishchukova. Очень спасибо. And I guess thank you very much as well for all the participants who have and the partners who shared the announcements. I think for those all attendees, I think you may wish to attend the next panel, which covers whether AI is a danger for the workforce. Sorry, my mistake. It's on the ethics of AI, the impact of enterprise risk management. So please continue to enjoy the panel, and look forward to seeing you later and meeting during the coffee breaks at the lounge. Cheers.